Boker Tov, Daragi Druzia. We're here on this beautiful Monday morning. It's nice to be back on the big screen, on the small screen. We are today in the laws of Shabbat. Now, we know on Shabbat, we come to the Bet Knesset, Mitzvah Shaharit. After we reach Shaharit, we read the Sefer Torah. Says the halakha, b'Shabbat tzarich la'alot leSefer Torah lo pachot mishiv'a olim. On Shabbat, we have to have a minimum of 7 people going up to the Sefer Torah. And on Yom Tov, we have to have a minimum of 5 people going up to the Sefer Torah. Each one of them has to read a minimum of 3 Pesukim. That's why, if we pay attention to the Haftarah, when we read it, always, we try to have it to be 21 Pesukim. Why do we try to have it 21 Pesukim? In commemoration of the Shiv'a Olim, the 7 people who went up, times the 3 Pesukim minimum. Therefore, we try to have 21 Pesukim for the Sefer Haftarah, for the reading of the Haftarah. But back on the Kriyat Torah, on Yom Tov we have a minimum of 5 people who read. We're allowed to add to the number of people who go to read the Torah, whether it's on Shabbat or whether it's on Yom Tov. And we don't need to be concerned for something called beracha she'ena tzricha, for unnecessary blessings. It's not an unnecessary blessing. He comes up to read the Torah, he's allowed to do that. Ve'adraba, he says, contrary. That what? In a big synagogue, b'batei knesset gedolim, in big synagogues, shemitpalim shem ka'al rava, you have a lot of people. You have 100 people, 200 people, 500 people. He says it's fitting and it's appropriate to have musifim. Why? כדי שיגיע לכל אחד מהקהל לעלות לספר תורה לכל הפחות פעם בחודש. There is a minimum that a person should try to read the Sefer Torah in his lifetime. And that is a minimum one should try to go once a month. Хотя бы один раз в месяц человек должен стараться выходить читать Sefer Torah. Из-за этого говорит halakha, что если синагога большая, вы дадите 7 человек алия, there are going to be 100 people who never got an aliyah. Из-за этого, говорит, добавляйте мусифим, чтобы каждый хотя бы выходил один раз в месяц to read the Sefer Torah. However, בבתי כנסת קטנים and small synagogues, טוב שלא להוסיף על מספר העולים. It's good not to do מוסיפים של חובת היום, אלא אם כן יש שם חתן או בעלי ברית, unless you have a חתן or בעלי ברית, etc., etc., etc. אוקיי. כשיש בבית הכנסת חתן או בעלי ברית, ורבים הם העולים, יש להשתדל לקרוא לכל אחד מהעולים קריאה חדשה. Sometimes we read the Sefer Torah and we do musif. And in order to do musif, we reread the same pesukim. Says the halakha, it's best not to do that. It's best to do what? To do 3 new pesukim, to go on in the reading. That's why when Askatori is Rishon, Sheni, Shlishi, Revi'i, Moshni, Wopadrugom, Razdilat, in order to have 10 people to go up to the Torah, and more people to go up to the Torah, that's not a problem, on condition that we are mekayim, we fulfill the laws of stopping and starting in the right place. Not always you're allowed to stop. You have to stop, first of all, not within 3 pesukim of a parasha, of a paragraph. Not allowed to stop within 3 pesukim of a paragraph. More than that, you're not allowed to start or stop on some negatively note. We had musif. Aliyoy mashlim, we gave musif at the beginning, first few pesukim. The problem is, every time they told me to stop, I couldn't stop. Something bad. The next pasuk, again something not so good. The next pasuk, again something not so good. Till we found a place where it was safe to land, right? And there we called it a musif.
So I went to one Beit Knesset, they do the same thing on Shabbat.
Yeah,
so if it ends on bad note, they don't stop on that. They continue for the next parsha, right. As long as it's something good. Is it allowed to do?
The next paragraph is allowed to continue, yes. To start and stop b'kitov in a positive note. Okay. He says sometimes you have so many people that go up that you have to reread the same aliyah a few times. He says in such a case, no, you can do such a thing in a time of need. It's not considered a beracha levatala because this is our tradition. And in a place of tradition, we don't say beracha levatala. However, he says, we have to be careful not to burden the community with too many aliyot, musif rishon, musif sheni, musif shlishi, etc. 101 people have to go to musif. That's not good. That's a Torah tzibur. This should not be done. Okay. On Monday and Thursday, we read the Sefer Torah. And Shabbat afternoon, we read the Sefer Torah. You're not allowed to add to the amount of people who go to the Sefer Torah. Нельзя добавлять. У вас есть бар мицва. Хотите, чтобы 6 человек вышло? Нельзя. 3 человека и все. Больше нельзя. ואפילו, даже если есть два человека, которые не коганим, они израилим, и у двоих там брит мила, или у двоих у обеих бар-мицва и так далее, все равно нельзя добавлять алиот на Сефер Тора. Но можно сказать коэну, коэн, please, у нас есть два баале брит, или два там сандака, два там я не знаю кого, please, коэн, we love you very much, do you forego your honor, пожалуйста, forego your honor for this guy to go up to aliyah rishona, and the kohen can say, okay, and we ask him politely, please step out. If he wants to step out, good. But sometimes the Kohen says, I don't want to step out. He says, okay, you don't have to step out. You can remain inside the premises, inside the room, and we're going to announce that what? Ya'amod, shelomo, ben, I don't know what, apal pi sheyesh kan Kohen. That is this Ibla, a Kohen, say, I'm no more b'chadit Israel to read the Torah. Now the question comes up, sometimes you have people, they're not 100% observant. They don't keep all the halachot. Not so good. There are certain people who are pasul. They are unfit, disqualified to be an aid, to be a witness. Your daughter is getting married. You want him to be a witness at your daughter's wedding. Cannot choose him. Why? He gambles. Cannot choose him. Why? He shaves with a straight razor.
If he's a gambler, you're not allowed?
Not allowed. Mr. Hikmah Kuviyah. Halakha says, and one of them